Hey guys, Jay with GammaEdge here, coming at you with a quick market pre-market video for December 4th, 2023. First, starting out with the tick index. Friday saw a nice linear move higher, both with the cumulative tick and the filter tick. Filter tick, that being registering the significant buying versus selling, so it's good to see that back up the cumulative tick. New highs outpace new lows. We're seeing that consistent theme day over day for at least the past week that we have up here. And then as far as moving average driven short term, ROA tracks higher. That just means that all three moving averages are trending higher, properly stacked. Then for the longer term moving average driven, this is also starting to trend higher, also uninvert. That means the shorter term moving averages are starting to get above the longer term moving averages, and it's spanning higher. So both of those are constructive. Looking at the tick ARCX model now, very similar picture. Nice looking longer term moving average ribbon. That being the shorter terms trending above the longer terms, all are trending higher. And then the cumulative tick itself is starting to trend higher with a railroad tracks higher pattern as well. One thing to note is cumulative tick, just eyeballing it, is a decent distance away from the cyan moving average ribbon. There is no data to back this up. Just looking at the past 3 years, it is starting to get a little bit extended. So just something to keep an eye on if you're looking to get long here. Going to our Gamma dashboards. Here we're going to start with the SPXP like we always do. This is the PM settle complex only. This is all strikes turned on. 4600. This is our plus gex. This is strike for the most gamma in the complex. This is the 4600. What I said, transition zone. P trans is 4585, meaning that strike and all strikes above are positive gamma. And to the downside, negative trans and negative gex are at 4570. Last thing to note here is we are in the money, out of the money call dominated, so we do have kind of supportive to the upside and to the down. Now moving on to SPX. First let's look at 0DTE. So constructive looking structure here on the 1 day if you're a bull at least. 4585, that's P trans. 4580 is N trans. 4570 is negative gex. That's the strike with the most negative gamma in the complex. And then 4615, that is plus gex. So that's kind of our upper strike today. Another thing to note is we do have COI at 4630. That is above plus gex. That is good to see. We hadn't seen that the last week. It was stuck kind of at 4500, 4600, I think 4500. So good to see that structure is proper there. The one thing I will address is we are seeing a gap down. Probably going to be gapping now close to negative gex. So again, good early test, see if this level does hold. So kind of if 4700 does hold, we see tick continue to be constructive intraday, then we would first look to 4580. Then once we get to 4580, if we're able to break through that, then we want to see us break through the transition zone, hold transition zone, then progress higher up to our plus gex of 4615. Let's look at 1DT real quick. 1DT, again, this looks constructive as well. We're in the money, out of the money call dominated. That's the last thing I didn't hit on. We are in the money, out of the money call down, dominated on 0DTE. 4610, this is plus gex. You have your transition zones down here. 4525 is negative gex. One thing I want to look at. So we have 353,000 contracts expiring today. 157 tomorrow. So again, a lot of money to flow into 1DT. Important to watch this kind of as we get into the afternoon session, looking at the volume command, seeing how volume moves into 0DT and 1DT strikes, see if any targeting can be important today, especially with the gap down, see if we get any kind of early upside targeting that could help kind of support the case that we do see a intraday rally. So keep that in mind. Now let's go to the full complex. Here again, 4600, this is key plus gex, key weekly level. This is COI as well. We'll see here that 4585, that's plus gex, same as all the other time frames we looked at. Then downside 4570, this is key level to the downside. We're in the money, out of the money call dominated. So again, constructive here, but yeah, just key levels there. And then one thing I hadn't hit on for any of the levels right now is our delta transition. So 4585, 4580. Key to note, because what we like to say there is, again, depending on where kind of in the money, if calls or puts are dominating. So again, below 4580, more puts, kind of your put call ratio per se, 1 day put call ratio, puts start to become more in control. Those deltas flip from limiting to 1 to limiting to -1, and then just understanding kind of the ramifications on the dealer's book. So we are going to be opening right around 45.70. These deltas that were in the money start to shift, go in the money put wise. So again, deltas shift from 1 to -1. So just understanding kind of what that does. So that's why we want to see kind of a firmness in the morning, then progress higher. If not, could potentially see a waterfall lower. So again, just keep that in mind of what we're going to look at here. End with the full complex. Again, 4,600. This is key kind of level on all time frames that we are seeing. 45.85. Again, this is P-trans on this time frame as well. Then you can see transition is quite wide and loose on this time frame. That's not abnormal to see, but you just look at the pervasiveness of in the money and the money call dominated. So supportive structure, supportive tick. We are seeing a gap down today. We know what the key levels are on 0 DTE, so that's what I'm gonna be looking at. So yeah, with that, we'll see y'all in Discord. Bye.